Hello and welcome to Module 1 of the HIDA Initiative Command Orientation video tutorial. This video provides an introduction to the High Intensity Drug Trafficking Areas, or HIDA program, and describes the roles and responsibilities of key positions within the program. What is HIDA? HIDA is a federally funded program created by Congress with the Anti-Drug Abuse Act of 1988. It provides assistance to federal, state, local, and tribal law enforcement agencies operating in areas determined to be critical drug trafficking regions. HIDA is a grant program administered by the Office of National Drug Control Policy under the auspices of the White House. There are currently 33 HIDA offices, which include approximately 20% of all counties in the United States and 67% of the U.S. population. The HIDA program is not an agency or a legal entity. A program cannot hire employees or execute contracts such as building leases and purchases. Instead, HIDAs accomplish legal contracts through one or more of the agencies and entities that participate in the regional HIDA. The HIDA goals are to disrupt the market for illegal drugs by dismantling or disrupting drug trafficking and or money laundering organizations, as well as improving the efficiency and effectiveness of HIDA initiatives. How are these goals measured? Well, the HIDA program measures its accomplishments each year using the Performance Management Process, or PMP. You'll learn the details of PMP a little later on in this video as well as in the next module, but for now, realize that the HIDA program's accomplishments of its mission and program goals are tracked, documented, and verified to demonstrate HIDA funds are wisely used. Initiatives are planned activities to accomplish a portion of the HIDA strategy. Each has a limited amount of HIDA funding that is requested, justified, and approved. Every initiative has a mission, an initiative budget, a roster of members that identifies each one's position and parent agency, and a set of expected performance measures. The following slide will illustrate some of initiative examples. These are enforcement, intelligence and information sharing, management and coordination, as well as support. The following slide will show a HIDA structure. Your HIDA's executive board is composed of 18 or so high-ranking federal, state, and local law enforcement officials. The HIDA director is a non-voting member of the executive board, and he or she reports to the board and carries out its directives. Many HIDAs also have deputy directors who often lead their own projects as part of the HIDA strategy. Next, we will discuss the role of the financial manager. The financial manager is your single point of contact for budgeting, explaining rules for spending HIDA funds, as well as providing current reports about your initiative's budget. The financial manager knows how much budgeted funds remaining at all times and more importantly knows who to ask for the up-to-minute updates on spending. Your financial manager has an established system of managing the HIDA budget, each initiative's budget, and will certainly brief you on his or her control system. Now we will give a short overview over the PMP coordinator and training coordinator. Each HIDA has at least one person assigned as a PMP coordinator, and that coordinator distributes policy and software news to all who report data for PMP purposes. Each HIDA also has a training coordinator, often a collateral duty to the employee's other assigned job duties. The initiative commander provides leadership for the members and handles the day-to-day operations to carry out the initiative's mission. A HIDA is designated by county, not by city or state. HIDAs are designated geographical areas that are not necessarily contiguous on a map. Each area with the HIDA is designated by the director of ONDCP, and additional counties may be added by petition from local law enforcement agencies with the approval of your HIDA executive board. Take a look at the HIDA map on the following slides, showing the geographic areas assigned to the HIDAs. As you may see, there is a HIDA county in all 50 states. HIDA managers communicate with their counterpart to share current practices and exchange ideas about current concerns, and regional committees allow all HIDAs to participate through a regional representative. The nation is partitioned into 6 regions with a representative of each region to channel information to and from the national program and to share collective best practices. The National HIDA Assistance Center offers administrative guidance, review of expenditure documentation, training in program management and tools, software development, multimedia services, and as well as administrative oversight of national initiatives, DHE, NETI, and MI. So far, you've learned about organizations that provide resources to your local HIDA. Resources such as people, regional committees, the National HIDA Assistance Center, and the ONDCP. Now let's take a closer look at the resources your HIDA requires to accomplish the HIDA mission. Both federal and non-federal agencies and entities participate in the HIDA by invitation from the HIDA Executive Board. Not just any entity can participate. Some entities contribute accounting services or fiduciary roles. The entities serve as a fiduciary or caretaker of the HIDA funds. Why does the fiduciary matter? Because HIDA is not an entity and cannot receive and spend funds. The fiduciary entity for your HIDA affects your initiative members only because the fiduciary, serving as the HIDA's centralized paymaster, can have additional rules for providing receipts, 3 quotes on equipment purchases, etc. How funding arrives and does it matter? The manner in which federal and non-federal entities receive HIDA funds differ in the following way. Federal entities receive awards directly from ONDCP with immediate transfers of HIDA funds, while non-federal entities receive HIDA funds from the ONDCP either directly or indirectly by way as grants and subawards from appointed HIDA grantees. HIDA funding. Now that you know that HIDA ONDCP distributes HIDA program funds through a variety of ways, you can see that your initiative has many funding sources. All arrive by way of your initiative members' parent agencies. The following slide illustrates the HIDA funding cycle. Key points of Module 1. HIDAs provide an organized response to a region's drug threat, and each HIDA has a strategy with planned initiatives that implement portions of the strategy. HIDA awards provide funding for a coordinated effort between federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies, but the funding is not intended to fully fund all of the costs. Individual agencies and entities contribute various talents, equipment, staff, and access to intelligence to optimize the collective efforts. Each HIDA region is locally managed by its executive board, a group of high-ranking officials of federal and non-federal law enforcement agencies and related entities. The financial manager of the HIDA closely monitors the budgets for each initiative and collectively for the entire HIDA. If you have financial concerns or needs, take them to your financial manager. Each initiative is staffed by individuals working for various agencies and non-federal entities. Thank you, and this concludes Module 1.